Descending is often an afterthought. You spend time and effort into going fast up a hill, but with a few tweaks and a bit of practice, you can save time as well as increasing enjoyment going down. Well, for this video, I've enrolled the help of Maya from GCN, who certainly knows how to go fast up and down hills.
Oh, I'm quite glad that's over. It was a little bit tough, but I'm hoping you've got something fun in store for us now.
Yes, of course, you're gonna love it. And with the tips I'm gonna give you, you're gonna enjoy it more. And we're just gonna think in the position and you're relaxing your body and have some fun.
Okay, well, shall we get going? I'll wait. When you're going downhill, you're going to have more pressure going through your hands unless you change your position, put your weight a bit further back on the saddle, and you also need to remember to put more weight down through your pedals. Well, talking of hand position, on a road bike, you've got three options, obviously, on top of the handlebars, over the hoods, or on your drops. But descending, you want to have your hands at least close to your brakes. So with that in mind, that reduces it down to either being on your hoods or on your drops. Now, Maya, which would you choose out of those two and why?
It depends on a couple of things. In your flexibility, in your bike position. It depends also on the terrain you're riding, if it's really steep or if you're just taking it mellow. But I will always recommend being in the drops because it gets you more security and stability.
Well, Maya, I get that, but I guess if you're not confident going on the drops normally, it's probably going to be even harder when you're going downhill. So with that in mind, do you think it's worth practicing it on the flat beforehand?
Yes, basically going on your drops just lowers your center of gravity and gets you more control over the corners and if you hit a pothole. But it depends. If you're aiming to go faster, you are aerodynamic and this is the perfect position. But if your aiming is just to enjoy the ride, being in the hoods, it's just fine.
When you're going downhill, you're probably going to be going faster than you would be on the flat or going up a hill. And as a result, it just makes corners a little bit more difficult, and if you've got like that uneven road surface, it's sometimes harder to deal with. So Maya, have you got any tips for how to deal with those situations?
Yeah, the most important thing is just to look ahead. You have to prepare for what's coming. Especially in the roads, you have to look for signs. Eventually, when it's a sharp turn, it's gonna be spotted for you. And also, the faster you're going, the more you have to be prepared for braking and when having the weight of your outside foot. And then another good trick that I've learned with the years is to use the weight on your hand. So if you're turning left, try this little trick of putting more weight on your left handlebar, and that will really help.
Well, Maya, not all of us are quite as crazy as you when it comes to descending. Some of us like to enjoy our descents and take them more gently, but if you've got a long, steep descent, you can find that your brakes might start to get a little bit hot or maybe they're not so effective. So have you got any tips on how best to use your brakes when you're going down a hill?
Again, it's by looking ahead and preparing for what's coming. And it's important for you to know that you're going to be confident when you're turning. So it's normal if you go slower. So it's like a car, you have to brake before the turn. So if you feel confidence in that speed, then take it and try to practice like going even faster and faster. And then a good trick in steep descents and long descents, if your hands get tired, it's just try braking with one brake and then next the other and let your hands relax for a minute. But be careful with the front brake because you have to do it really, really gentle, just easy taps.
Yeah, and I guess also if you get a less steep bit, you can actually just have a rest from your brakes and, actually maybe even use your body a little bit because we talked about aerodynamics earlier. If you want to go fast, you obviously want to be small and on your drops, but the opposite can act, and if you actually sit upright, then that will help as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're anything like me, then you'll probably spend most of the uphill just dreaming of going downhill, and it should be enjoyable and it can be a little bit of a rest, but that's only if you can relax on the bike. So Maya, have you got any tips on actually how to make the most of the descent?
Oh, relaxing, it's always easier said than done. You really have to take advantage of all the tips we've done before and just work on them. And another good tip that I have is if you find a flatter section like this, work on your cadence so you get a lot of blood flow working on your legs and just you recover. And another good tip is if your back gets numb as mine, just stand a little on your feet and change position and just enjoy the ride.
Whoa, my God, this guy is fast. Look at that.
Sebas!
Ah, see GCN, who is it?
Oh, it's Sebas. It's the GCN en Español presenter.
Wow, he knows how to descend. That was pretty quick. Hey!
Hey!
Thanks for coming back. That was super fast descending. You're obviously pretty good at it. I reckon you've got some tips you could share with us?
Yeah, I can say one of the more important for me is the safety, because, you know, especially when you are in the open road, and then you never had to cross the white line, the middle line, because you never know what is coming, you know. That is important, especially in the corners.
Okay.
Second one, maybe the line you make in the corners. It's important to open the much as you can, and then cut the corner in the middle, and then try to go wide again, and then you don't lose speed. And also the benefit to go wide before the corner is you can see the exit, and then you know how much had to brake before the corner.
Yeah, well, that all makes loads of sense. I think you need to show us how to do it.
Okay, yeah, I can try.
Well, I personally think you can't beat that feeling when you're flying down a smooth open descent, especially after you've been working really hard on the uphill. But having gone uphill, you've probably got a little bit hot and sweaty, and you might not feel like it at the top, but it's a really good idea to pop on an extra layer or two so that you can just beat that wind chill when you're going down and enjoy the descent that much more.
Great tip, Heather. It's just a horrible feeling freezing down a descent and not feeling your hands. And by the way, I'll see you at the bottom.
Oh, and the final point, when you're going downhill, it's okay to go fast sometimes, especially if you know you've got a less steep bit coming up, because after all, you want to make the most of saving that energy and reducing the amount of pedaling you have to do. So get aerodynamic, and if you're feeling super brave, you could do a Sebas and even get down on that top tube.
So just go on and enjoy the descent. The only bad part is you have to go out first, but just see it as a training ride.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed going down this hill. Give us a thumbs up, like if so, and hit the globe on screen to get all of GTN's videos. And if you want to know how to descend better on a time trial bike, you can find a video to help you just down here.
And if you want to see how to train in a hilly bike course, just click down here.